So I'm learning Hebrew. I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm Jewish, but I'm not Jewish, just going to temple every weekend and eating matzah instead of bacon. And there's all these other things I should be doing. But there I am every night, holed up under the covers, trying to decipher a mem from a samach and a dalet from a resh. Because I have this theory. We can't see the civilization we live in, but we're all part of it. And when kids turn 18 years old, they stand up and participate in it. And I think of civilization as this big blanket above us. And we're all stand up and take part of it. Take a small corner of it, like doctors and lawyers and nurses and judges. Then I had this thought. What if something terrible happens again and I'm the only Jewish person left? And people are going to turn to me and ask me, what do these prayers mean? For example, there's this prayer, Lahadodi. It's sung every Friday night near the beginning of the service. And it says, "Welcome, Sabbath bride, enter the sanctuary." And on the last verse, everyone turns towards the door at the rear of the sanctuary to welcome the Sabbath. Now, when I first tried to do this, tried to coordinate my mouth with my feet, all the while trying to make sense of this strange alphabet, I thought it was really hard. But then I learned something. In 1943, the French militia, the milice of the Vichy government, decided to put an end to Jewish worship in Lyon, France. And one Friday night, a milice commando, armed with 3 hand grenades, entered the rear door of the great synagogue. Little did he know where they were in the service. And the congregation stood up as one to face him. Lahadodi Makrat Kama. The commando, smug in his snazzy uniform and tight blue beret, was stunned. How did they know he was standing there? He had used all the stealth techniques he had learned from the Nazis. Sweat began seeping into his brown shirt like buckets of blood. Besides, he wasn't a killer. He had a new wife, and Jews weren't even human. He had done this dozens of times, tossing hand grenades at nameless hordes of pigs, like pitching pineapples and monkeys. But this was different. He was staring into the faces of his victims. Old grandfathers with their shuffles. Stooped grandmothers worrying about their sons. Mrs. Lump, the dressmaker, with her pudgy hands and her hair parted to one side. Defiant Dr. Gold, who broke his glasses that afternoon. 17-year-old Alon with his eyes on Yvette. And Mrs. Cohn, exhausted from trying to piece together something for the Sabbath meal. Some people were smiling, iridescent like spruce trees. Others had their heads bent, wearied with the weight of their lives. But on all their lips was the same thought: to welcome the Sabbath, God's beautiful bride, the Shekinah, after 6 days of hard toil to create a world and hold together their families. The Sabbath was a moment of menachot, of tranquility, a mystical moment when one could just be and not do. They had no candles, no challah, no wine-stem glasses, but they could remember being slaves in Egypt. And by resting, they were saying, "We are free. Come in peace, crown of her husband. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha, u'v'tala, tohe mune, am segula, boi hala, boi hala." He stared. They stared. And then he ran away. And they all lived for at least another day. Tohe mune am segula boihala, boihala. So I'm learning Hebrew. I figure this corner of this 5,000-year-old blanket was given to me for a reason. So I'm spending another day learning another prayer. You can never tell when it might be useful. Thank you very much.